What is going on, YouTube fam? 2 days ago, Monday, the 22nd, there was a mass shooting in Boulder at the Soopers, if you haven't already heard. Quite honestly, there's got to be something in the water in Boulder, man. There's a lot of stuff been going on up there lately. But first, would like to talk about those who have fallen. Particularly, I would like to pay my respects to Officer Eric Tolley, 51 years old, of Boulder PD. My hat's off to you, sir. Thank you for your service, and you deserve all the memorial that we can give you. Now, with that being said, I'd like to dig into a bit of the details, give respect to the event, and then talk a little bit of the current events and some of the politics that are going to come along with this. So, first off, as I stated, this event resulted in 10 people being shot and killed in the Soopers, including one Boulder police officer. Their names go as followed. As I said, Eric Tolley, officer with Boulder PD, 51 years old. Denny Strong, 20 years old. Nevin Stansky, 23 years old. I apologize if I get any of these names mispronounced. Ricky Olds, 25 years old. Trelona Barkowick, 49 years old. Suzanne Fountain, 59 years old. Terry Lecker, 51 years old. Kevin Mahoney, 61 years old. Lynn Murray, 62 years old. And finally, Jody Waters, 65 years old. Each and every one of these lives has been lost due to a horrendous act of terrorism. I don't care if it's tied to an organization, this was domestic terrorism. When you make national news for shooting a place up and taking lives, terrorism, period. Now, I'd like to dig into a few more things. First off, watching Denver 7 ABC News, and this was within hours after the event. They had a witness named Sarah Moonshadow, who, if you don't know her name by now, the media has been parading her nationwide. When I say that, it's absolutely no disrespect to the witness herself. It's truly aimed at the tactics of the media in general, any news outlet that's been doing this. Especially immediately after, I was not very happy with the reporters that were parading her almost immediately within hours after the incident, when you could still tell that this woman was traumatized, just horrified of the events that happened. And I understand they want their news story, but there's a line, guys, and we gotta start speaking up for that line. We gobble up the news media just as it is, and there's gotta be a line. There really does. Sarah Moonshadow was with her 21-year-old son in the store when the shooting started. According to her witness statement, she was shot at. and thankfully made it out alive. Passed a body at the entrance of King Soopers. As to who it was particularly, she was definitely too hysterical to cover that portion. Now, seeing her on GMA the next day, Good Morning America, and you can really tell that the media has gone out of their way to coach her, to say the proper keywords, to get her story together exactly how it was. In the moments immediately leading up afterwards, her story was simply that she stopped at the body and wanted to help, and her son dragged her away. Understandable. Suddenly, when she appears on GMA, it seems she's been coached to say she frantically ran up to this body and wanted to help so much, but her son, it was just more dramatized. Now, I can't believe that they need to go out of their way to make it any more dramatic than it already is. Take it for what it's worth. You're already traumatizing and torturing this girl by recounting of what happened. They didn't even give her time to breathe and digest what had happened to her and to those other people in that instance. Now, I'll move on from that. Now, moving on from that, we'll get into the politics of the matter. Obviously, Democrats are going to go for gun control after this. Boulder is a highly liberal town, and they're going to be pushing at a city level, at a state level, and especially at a federal level. I want to kind of point out here, before I go into any of my political beliefs on this, that we consistently focus on gun control, and we consistently talk about background checks, and we talk about the types of weapons that are allowed. We're focusing on a symptom, guys. This comes down to an outright mental health issue. Period. I'm not saying he was diagnosed with anything. That's not what I'm getting at all. What I'm saying is how we treat each other, and the fact that we can't address that something's wrong up here with some people, and that we need to help them before this becomes an incident. We're being reactive to the scenario and consistently going after gun control. Gun control does not take a proactive approach. It simply controls law-abiding citizens. And that's it. You will never stop illegal activity fully. You can always increase the amount of control that you have, but you will never stop it fully. So write all the laws you want until you're willing to focus on the issue, which is that of mental health and our healthcare in this country, towards addressing how people think and having empathy towards other people. We're never going to solve this problem. For crying out loud, the kid had, from what I understand, he had an assault on his juvenile record back in high school. Like, hello? How does that not scream mental health? Of course everybody's going to go to background checks for that. But that, you're not addressing the issue. Colorado has background check laws currently. Kroger, the parent company of King Soopers, and King Soopers itself, has anti-gun policies. You may not carry a gun into King Soopers. Colorado has a red flag law. For those of you who don't know it, this video isn't to explain it, look it up. Colorado also has a high cap magazine law. Simply states you may not have magazines that carry more than 15 rounds. And above all else, as I've stated, criminals and killers do not follow the law. Plain and simple, guys. They don't follow the law. Create every law you want. They're still gonna get it. That's just it. We're gonna parade around and talk about how assault weapons are the issue. There's not even a definition to assault weapons. Now they're getting a little bit more specific and a little bit more to the reality of what they really want to go after, which is semiotic weapons. Simply, you pull the trigger, and as soon as it clicks forward, you can pull the trigger again and it'll shoot. That would outlaw an awful lot of guns. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've already addressed the fact that it's a tragedy that 10 people died. I'm not discounting that at all, nor encouraging any higher counts of death. However, 10 people, 15 round magazines, your reload time is usually under 2 seconds for anybody who's got any sort of training. And for how long this went on before there was a response, a true response, which, mind you, Boulder PD, FBI, Westminster, Denver, everybody was there. Westminster brought their SWAT team. I'm pretty sure DPD did as well. There were cop cars everywhere. And as I stated, the FBI got involved. But it takes time for that response. This man clearly wasn't trained. And I can tell you this much, anybody who is trained at all doesn't need a semi-automatic weapon to get 10 deaths. You don't. It's besides the point. We continue to go after the object like it has some sort of control over what happens. It doesn't. This is a mental health issue. Let's address it. Let's go after the mental health. Let's help people heal and not become these killers. This has been your boy, Wisco Madman. Again, I would like to pay respects to Officer Eric Talley of Boulder PD. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Y'all stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.